Hello everyone, welcome back to the Zekko Football Channel. Chelsea Trivia Time. What do Timo Werner, Gonzalo Higuain and Romelu Lukaku have in common? If your answer was they failed as Chelsea strikers, you're right, give yourself a pat on the back. Chelsea have struggled with strikers over the years, it's been something of a curse. But that is all going to change with the arrival of Nicolas Jackson. Today we're exploring why Nicolas Jackson will be a fantastic signing for Chelsea next season. If you are new to the channel, please make sure that you subscribe, you like the video and turn on notifications. But now, let's get into the video. Nicolas Jackson has all of the qualities to be a main Chelsea number 9 in my opinion. He played for Villarreal and he played 26 times for them. Doesn't sound like a lot. He only started 16 of those games as well. But when I tell you that he scored 12 goals, that's not too bad, especially when he only had an XG of 8. And when you consider how old he is in being 22 and the fee that was paid for him, which was 37 million euros, it seems like a bit of a steal. Again, 22 years old and 12 goals. It's pretty special, and in pre-season he's already starting to show a good link up with the likes of Mykhailo Mudryk and the likes of Maatsen out on this other side. I'm sure when playing with the likes of Madueke, when playing with Enzo Fernandez, he's going to be able to find space in and around the 6-yard box at the penalty area more often than not. He's got an abundance of pace and he has ability to run in behind. He times his runs very well, and as I've said, also links up with some players, so you're going to see him being on the last line of defence. He's very strong. He can take the ball to feet, he can lay it off to one of his teammates, but at the same time, if he ever needs to run in behind, he can do that, and we've seen that on numerous occasions. I'm going to show you a couple of instances. This is an example of Nicolas Jackson just making that run in behind. This time it's been behind one of the Brighton defenders in their pre-season match. He's just on the last line of defence, and as you can see, the ball's being played over the top, and it's that timing to be able to get around that back line, the willingness to run, that is so crucial. And here he is converting the goal, but just look at the difference in space between the last defender and Jackson himself. He doesn't get this amount of space or time on the ball if he doesn't set himself on that last line, a proper striker's instinct. And naturally he converts like all good strikers do. And here's another example. I've got him highlighted here on the last line of the defence. This time it's against Newcastle. As you can see, the ball is being played through into the central attacking midfielder at that current point in time. Jackson's just watching the play go on, and then he starts to make his move. The ball is about to go into the player at the central attacking midfield position. As you can see, look at Jackson, his movement, and he's just turned his body a little bit to get himself ready to go in behind that Newcastle defender. The ball has been picked up and now it's about to be played as a through ball, but in between the two Newcastle defenders. Look at Jackson, he's on his bike, he's ready to go, he's moved, he's changed his direction, changed his motion, and now he can be on the front foot. It's important to note that this all happens in a couple of seconds, and he's off, he's turned, the ball has been played, and he's already making his way towards that space highlighted in the green box. If he didn't turn his body position in time, he wouldn't have been able to make that run. He's now utilising his pace and power to hit the edge of the penalty area and finally score that goal. Chelsea have really missed that focal point, I believe, the ability to really play into a striker and allow him to take the ball, take some pressure off some of the wingers and then lay off to some of his teammates. But at the same time, his link-up play with his fellow teammates to try and create for others is extremely important. He can drop into these pockets of space while the wingers are playing something of a 1-2 and then bursting on into the box. It's this focal point that drags out defenders and just allows the other Chelsea players to get enough time and space to do what they need to. The dragging of players and the movement of defenders, because of how dangerous Jackson is, I think is extremely important. And when you consider the danger and lethality of some of the Chelsea players, it just makes sense to have a focal point in the middle of the pitch, something they didn't have with a Kai Havertz or a Timo Werner, and the list goes on if we're honest. But Jackson gives them that platform to be able to build upon, gives them a real focal point to be able to drive towards, and allows the wingers to cut inside. But also it moves and allows the central attacking midfielder as well as the two centre mids to move that little bit further forward. His pace and physicality are going to allow him to both link up with play and make sure that he gets himself into the box more often than not for crosses or through balls. It just seems like a pretty genius signing. Just on the link-up play, this is a setup to a goal that was scored by Mykhailo Mudryk, but it was very much made by Nicolas Jackson. As you can see, I've got both players highlighted, but Jackson just dropped that little bit deeper from his central striking role to link up with Mudryk to be able to allow him to progress forward. He then links up again with a second 1-2 a few moments later. He understands that he's not in the position to turn and shoot, and he also sees Mudryk on the run during that 1-2. He selflessly plays the ball over to Mudryk to hit a sweet half volley. Now, a lot of people focus on Mudryk's finish in this, and I don't blame them. It was a fantastic shot, but this all gets made by Jackson having the awareness and having the ability to be able to play Mudryk through into that pocket of space. It's just brilliant striking link up. His link up with play is also extremely important, especially in this Mauricio Pochettino team. He will not be the only main focal point to really progress the ball forwards, but he can also take the ball in, bring others into play, and he's actually got 4 assists from his time at Villarreal, and that was from an XG of only 2. He created 7 big chances for his team, meaning that he's able to really start creating. We've seen this already in pre-season with his link up with Mykhailo Mudryk. He's able to drop that little bit deeper into this pocket of space, then play a 1-2 with Mudryk and allow him to drive into the box or on the outside of it to be able to get his shot off. He understands the balance of play and the ability that he has to be able to pick up space, drag defenders away, and then bring others in to try and go forwards. It's a very clever asset to have, and when he's that physically strong, he can hold the ball up and bring his fellow midfielders up the pitch, just dragging his team forwards to be able to get them closer to the opposition goal. He seemingly has everything. He has goals, he has assists, and he's got age on his side as well. 22 and willing to work under a progressive coach like Mauricio Pochettino. I think it's going to take him to the next level. 15 goals seems like quite a lot, but actually, when you consider his ability, when you consider his characteristics, and when you consider how physically strong he is, I think he's going to get that, and possibly a bit more. Some assists in there as well. Nicolas Jackson is one to watch for Chelsea next season. And let me know what you guys think. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure you like the video, you subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.